Meantime, though, we do have a number of other top headlines that we will get to throughout the course of these evening hours, including all the news happening right now on Capitol Hill with regard to President Donald Trump. In the meantime, though, we do have a number of other top headlines that we will get to throughout the course of these.
Time for your morning headlines. The Senate has confirmed former North Dakota governor and time for your morning. The Senate has confirmed former North Dakota governor and former GOP presidential candidate Doug Burgum for Secretary of Interior. President Trump has given the billionaire software industry entrepreneur a mandate to boost fossil fuel production. He was confirmed on a vote of 79-18, with more than half of Senate Democrats voting for his appointment. And the Trump administration has filed it to boost fossil fuel production. He was confirmed on a vote of 79-18 for Secretary of Interior. Time for your morning headlines. The Senate has confirmed former North Dakota governor and former GOP presidential candidate Doug Burgum for Secretary of Interior. President Trump has given the billionaire software industry entrepreneur a mandate to boost fossil fuel production.
I was going to keep one of the biggest air bases in the world, and we appreciate that you're here. And I'm really thrilled about Doug, and I'm really thrilled about his friend Chris Wright, who's a legend in the oil business, right? They keep telling me, Catherine, he's like a legend, and he's a legend too in a lot of businesses. And we have an amazing group of people working with us. There's a man behind me who became a tremendous success. He was not a wealthy man. He didn't start off a wealthy man, and he ended up a wealthy man. And you know, that's a great talent, and he's willing to sacrifice so much and to put it to work for our country. Watch the job he does on the interior, but in particular on really making our country very, very wealthy by utilizing it properly. At the same time, environmentally, he does it he's very much environmentalist, painstakingly good, but you just watch what happens. And working with the Department of Energy, where maybe his friend and also considered the most talented man in the oil business, it's almost like a partnership. It really is a partnership. And watch what that does for our country. Thank you very much, everybody.
I might have to come. Like Billy Ray.
We're going to give you that 10% on the so it's 25% on the candidates.
Like Donald we want to do something as well. I've been a very big opponent of Thank you very much for seeing the place. Quite an important sign to quite great like you are. Very good to explain the first.
faithfully discharge
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge.
We don't have every... Breaking news now. We have a brand new Secretary of Transportation. It is Sean Duffy, former Wisconsin congressman, and was expected to be confirmed in this process. This has just happened just seconds ago while we were in commercial break. The U.S. Senate on the floor just voted in Sean Duffy as the Secretary of Transportation. This was not unexpected, and Sean himself would tell you that he has a lot of friends on the Hill, both sides of the aisle, so he got bipartisan support. We don't have every single detail. I'm waiting for them to put the vote count or something up on the screen, but we do know that he was going to get this. Sean Duffy, he has a lot to work on. When he left Fox News, he and I had a short conversation, and he said, wow, I tell you, people sitting on planes, Boeing, the problems that they've had, Harris, there's a lot going on in transportation. Might want to take a look at East Palestine. Sean Duffy, we know him well. He'll get the job done. Well, this comes as some of President Trump's more controversial cabinet picks are set to face Senate hearings this week. Health and Human Services pick Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s hearing before the Senate Finance Committee is set for tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. And on Thursday, we'll hear Trump's pick for FBI Director Kash Patel and his choice for National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard. A lot going on toward the end of the week. Let's jump into it now. First of all, Kennedy, your reaction to Sean Duffy?
I think it's fantastic. You said that he has a lot of friends in D.C. Most of them are his children. But I think he's going to do a great job because he has seen the world through a very different lens.
Appointing Chris Rocheleau to be the Deputy Administrator of the Federal Aviation Administration.
Right.
And since the Commissioner position since the Administrator position is currently vacant, he will act as the Administrator since he's now been appointed Deputy.
And he's a very capable guy.
Extremely experienced in aviation and highly regarded in the industry and in government.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Second, for your signature, we have a presidential memorandum titled Immediate Assessment of Aviation Safety. In light of the damage done to aviation safety by the Biden administration's DEI and woke policies, what this presidential memorandum orders is for your Secretary of Transportation and FAA Administrator, in this case acting FAA Administrator, to basically ensure that we are actively undoing all of that damage, that we are assessing how much damage was done, and that we're ensuring that people hired within the FAA, in keeping with your memorandum of January 21st, are only the most outstanding, capable people for the jobs that they're being hired into.
In other words, competence.
Yes, sir. Elevating competence over everything else instead of the DEI policies that were pursued by the Biden administration.
I think everyone understands that. And Obama.
Yes.
But Biden much worse. Not even a contest. What they've done is just crazy in so many other ways. Incompetence might have played a role. We'll let you know that. But we want the most competent people. We don't care what race they are. We want the most competent people, especially in those positions. And you're talking about extremely complex things. And if they don't have a great brain, a great power of the brain, they're not going to be very good at what they do, and bad things will happen. No, I think we need very smart people running the flights and doing it. No, the ones that aren't good, they'll either do one of two things. They'll have too many coming in and they can't handle it, or
particular position, we have to have the most competent people in our country because we're talking about lives. Now, it may or may not have had to do, but I don't like the fact that the helicopter was at the exact same level as the airplane. The helicopter should have been 1,000 feet or 500 feet above it or something below it. The plane was at 300 to 400 feet, or the plane should have been stopped.
This oath of office. So let's go ahead and do that. If you would, put your hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. I, Sean Duffy.
I, Sean Duffy.
Do solemnly swear. That I will support and defend. The Constitution of the United States. Against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely. Without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge. The duties of the office on which I am about to enter. So help you God. Congratulations, Mr. Secretary.
Well, Mr. Vice President, thank you for taking the time to swear us in today. I'm so appreciative of that. I want to take a moment and thank probably the greatest president we've had in our lifetime, but maybe the greatest president ever, Donald J. Trump, for giving me this amazing opportunity to serve as a secretary in this administration in the Department of Transportation. I'm very grateful for his trust. I want to thank my wife, Rachel, who has been with me for 25 years. How she's lasted so long, I'm not quite sure, but I'm grateful for that.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States. And will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend. The Constitution of the United States. So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. President.
Stop. The plane. Completely different subject. On your Mexico and everything else that have come into the country. Number 3 of the massive subsidies that we're giving to Canada and to Mexico in the form of deficits. And I'll be putting the tariff of 25% toward Canada and separately 25% toward Mexico. And we will really have to do that because we have very big deficits with those countries. Those tariffs may or may not rise with time. Oil is going to have nothing to do with it as far as I'm concerned. Oil has nothing to do with it.
understanding that they were sent by those countries, then they're going to be met very harshly with sanctions, etc. Not very much. A lot of the structure is already there. No, and I hope that's not the case in this case, but certainly over the years it's been the case. And it's the case with respect to close calls, and it's the case with respect to circling for hours on end. Planes circle a lot, and they circle because the people bringing them down, these people that have to be very, very smart, and it's not based on anything other than the brain. We need the smartest people. We need both psychologically smart and just brilliant, period. And we are going to have them in our control towers. We are going to have the most competent people in the country in our control towers, not people that are there for any other reason. Well, we'll see. I may do that, or I may use different people, but we're going to send more. We're going to give the Border Patrol some help. Although now, if you look, they've taken in the lowest number since my administration. The numbers are very low. And at that level, we don't need so much help. People know not to come, because if they come, they're not going to make it in, and they're going to be shipped out.
Is there anything you can do to make them do that? I mean, tariffs against those countries, for example?
They will do it. They will do it.
What makes you say that?
They're going to do it. Okay? We do a lot for them, and they're going to do it. If people aren't coming to work, if they're not going to come into the office and report as per the date that you know what it is, everybody knows what the date is, it's been very well documented, and then they're going to be terminated. They'll be replaced with very competent people. We have a lot of competent people in this country. I don't want to comment on that. I have a plan to visit not the site because you tell me what's the site in water. Nobody will swim. I don't have a plan to do that, but I will be meeting with some people that were very badly hurt. Their family member, obviously, but I'll be meeting with some of the families. On what? What position? I think so. Look, birthright citizenship was, if you look back when this was passed and made, that was meant for the children of slaves.